Chattisfying.
Hello, Mother Funsters, and welcome to episode 11 of Chattisfying, a podcast made by streamers and content creators for streamers and content creators, and everyone else who'd like to watch as well, of course, because we love you. Yes, you.
Oh god, just the cringe.
I know.
Cringe, dude.
I'm a millennial. I survive on cringe.
My spine just tingled and not in a fun way, you know.
So we probably should introduce, my name is Mellar, your veritable host, and our co-host, the Hairy Hippo.
Why are you ASMRing my name?
The Hairy Hippo.
No, because I don't need another spine jingle of evil, okay? I'm good. I'm the Hairy Hippo. Hi, in proper tones.
And this is the Hairy Hippo. And please, everyone, join me in welcoming the theshroomeyone to the stream.
Hello, I'm the theshroomeyone. Please excuse everything that will happen.
You can kind of see behind the curtain, can't you? You can. It's hanging on. Amazing.
It's actually a professional green screen that, because it's so professional and I only have one light, it doesn't work unless I hang this $4 green sheet over it.
That's typical, isn't it? The expensive official thing doesn't work, but the cheap
It works if I have proper lighting. If I have one nice studio light, and so it's real nice on one side and it fades off into not working, I hang the sheet. You've seen my stream.
Yeah,
Works great.
Yeah, no problem. Excellent. Well, let's get into it then, shall we? So let's start with the theshroomeyone. So tell us everything, all about you and your stream and your content that you make on the internet.
Wow, that's a story. That's a big. Just tell us everything. Well,
yeah, literally everything.
Man.
When I was 5, I got a SNES.
I have to Google. I have streamed. How long has it been? How many days? January 11th, 2018. 1,408 days in a row.
Wow.
You stream every single day?
Every day.
Damn.
Every day since I started. Whether it's a funeral, a wedding I have to go to that day, doesn't matter. I stream. Whether I'm out all day and I get home at 11:30 p.m., I go live. Like, what's up, y'all? I call it an attendance stream. I was still there. You know what I mean? And, I stream everything. I'm a variety streamer by definition. If it's a game, I've played it on stream, unless it's Madden. I probably own it. If it's not Madden, just because I don't like playing Madden.
Madden's
the only
American
game I can
football,
think of I
isn't
don't
it?
like. Yeah, I just don't like American football.
Fair enough.
I don't either, but yeah, I play everything. I play all the new releases. Playing Battlefield today. Been playing GTA Trilogy the last week. Still got to beat Far Cry. Just beat Guardians of the Galaxy. If it comes out and it's a new game, I probably am interested in and will be playing it on launch day. So,
did you ever complete Persona 5?
No, still in the middle of it. 56 hours in, I think.
About halfway through.
That's a back burner game when we're at once we're in game drought mode and I'm like, hey, no new games have come out and I'm bored. We go back to Persona 5.
Sounds good. So you've been streaming for what, 3 years, every single day?
Almost 4 years. 4 years January.
So you mentioned these what do you call them? The streams where you just
attendance
streams. How short could they be?
Oh man, the shortest. I mean, so like I had COVID before anybody knew that it was COVID. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
My son got sick, and they thought that it was strep throat. Gave him meds for strep. That didn't help. And now we know what it was. It was COVID. He gave it to my wife. He gave it to me. Only I had it weird. I had it really, really strong for like 3 days instead of for a whole month. I was dying on the couch for like 3 days. I thought I was gonna die. I had to have like my mom come to my house and bring me water and food. I streamed those days from my phone, laying on the couch with a bucket next to me in case I had to puke. Like, what's up, y'all? Those are about an hour long.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I can't believe I've been live for an hour every one of these days. So I think the shortest an attendance stream has ever been is like a half hour, because I'm like, yo, what's up? I'm here. Rough day. I gotta go. I love you guys. Let's look at a YouTube video. What games are coming out? Sorry, stream is short.
Fair play. Do you ever do like just chatting streams or anything, or is there always a game there?
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, rarely. A couple times I've done it just chatting. I've always wanted to do like take a phone and go out somewhere interesting and stream, but
Yeah,
I've never had the opportunity. I also don't have a phone that has service because I never leave my house
yeah.
ever.
Fair enough. Sounds like the perfect life there, not having to leave your house though.
I mean, I'm going stir crazy. I would like to be able to leave when I want to, but I can't. Just
Fair
here.
enough. And how do you pick what games you're going to play on stream?
Well, it used to be when I started streaming, because I've always been like an intense gamer. Gaming is like my favorite thing ever. My whole life is based around what games are coming out next. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like if there's not a big new game coming out, I'm bored. If there is, I'm hyped waiting for it. I'm just that's how I've always been. As a kid, I saved up every dollar I could. I've had every console on launch day. I'm just like an addict style gamer in a good way. And so when I started streaming, I just transferred that. I just basically continued doing what I do on a daily basis in my head which has always been a personal thing, and just turn the camera on and talk to people about it. And that's evolved a little bit over the years because now I don't stream as much as I used to because I full-time trade on the stock market. My son's getting older. Stuff is different now. I used to stream like 10 hours a day every day. It was ridiculous. So I could fit all of my gaming in on stream. If I felt like playing a game, I'd click the camera on. But so things have changed a little bit, and now I have to pick a little more. Like for example, I have the GTA trilogy that just came out, and I chose throughout the last week to play GTA, mostly San Andreas, on stream.
Yeah.
Before, I would have been like, we're playing through all 3 games 100%, and I wouldn't have let myself play anything off stream. But now I'm like, if I don't let myself play through these 3 massive GTA games off stream when I have time, I'll never play them.
Mm.
There's too many games coming out. So now I have to pick and choose what I'm going to play when. But I wish I could just play everything that I love on stream.
Yeah, of
So
course.
usually it's whatever's newest because that's what I'm craving. But the main rule that I stick to is if I play what I want to. If I don't feel like playing it, then why play it? If I'm having fun, you're not having fun watching me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if I'm like, today we're gonna play Grand Theft Auto tomorrow, but I shift. I feel like playing Riders Republic instead. I'm not gonna be like, we're playing GTA because I promised. I'd be like, sorry y'all, I just don't want to play GTA right now. I gotta play this game. I'm craving it. And people would be like, yeah, that's fine. I've never had anybody be like, what? I was looking forward to this. I'm pissed off because I'm live every day.
Yeah.
And they're always gonna see what they want to see.
No, that's cool because you're focusing on what you're hyped about, and that's pretty much what you do. Is you hype about everything that you like game wise coming out. So it's nice.
Yeah.
You're bringing people along with the ride. That's cool.
Right.
Instead of being like, I'm stuck on this and all that kind of stuff, and this is what I've got to do. You're just like, fuck it, I'm going to enjoy everything I do, which is brilliant. I like that. That's cool.
That's amazing as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's so completely the opposite paradigm to the way that I stream as well. Because I play mostly older games. Like it's very
Right.
rare that I'll play a game that's less than 5 years old, and quite often you go in like back further than that. I draw the line around sort of when I really got into video games, which is sort of like the N64 era, sort of GameCube, that kind of time. I don't really go back further than that. But yeah, it's quite interesting. It's nice to see because you do get the streamers occasionally that are all about the new games. The problem for me with new games is I don't really keep my ear to the floor with like new games and all this kind of thing. And because I've got all these older games that I can play, like for me, it's cheaper, and the older games for me are just as fun. But if you've already
Definitely
just
cheaper.
rinsed all of those, then yeah, it's great, and it's so great to see where someone who's like really enthusiastic about them is like, oh, I can't wait for this to come out, can't wait to play it, all this kind of thing. And when someone gets into it, and you get all that extra information from the stream because they know their shit. And that's,
I mean, and it's not like I'm only hyped about the new games that are coming out because they're new.
yeah,
I'm hyped about them because I've played everything else. Isaac,
that's kind of what I was saying. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I've played everything, so I want to know what's that new thing that's coming out, because is it gonna push gaming further? Is it gonna show me something I haven't seen? I have 2,500 video games.
Yeah.
And that's just now in my current adult life that I started collecting 11 years ago. If you count the total amount of games I've had throughout my life, that's a lot.
Yeah.
I've played a lot of games. So
Yeah.
I'm always looking for like what's next.
Amazing. Now
That's
you
why I'm so
mentioned,
hyped for Battlefield. Like I'm not a big multiplayer shooter style gamer, and I love them, but I don't buy them on day one. I don't buy Call of Duty or Battlefield or anything on day one. I wait for crazy sales because I know I can get some fun out of them, but that's not necessarily my favorite cup of tea.
mm,
But Battlefield, look at it. Look at the trailers for it. It's 128 people in what looks like the most gorgeous graphical game I've ever seen, running at
mm,
60 frames on a console. I want to try it.
yeah,
Mm.
You know,
yeah,
it's crazy.
absolutely. It looks good. Now you mentioned obviously like before you used to do like 10-hour streams every day, and now you don't have time.
Mhm.
What happened? What's the difference in your life that caused you to not have time anymore?
When I started, he just turned 4, I think, and there was no school for him, which you would think would be the opposite. Oh, there's no school, so if he goes to school, I should have more time, but that's not true. There was no school for him. He was just your, wake up and watch cartoons and run around the house kind of kid, and um, he was easier at certain times of the day to just let him do his thing and not necessarily need the full attention of dad.
Yeah.
And now there's many more times throughout the day where he needs my attention. Otherwise, like I can't be like, get out of here, kid, for his whole life. You kids don't turn out well like that. I got to be able to be like, all right, son, you and me for the next 3 hours, we're going to do this thing. Or if he's like, hey, dad, can we do this? I can't be like, no, I've been on stream for 7 hours. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas when he was 4, he couldn't do that. It
Mm,
wasn't like that. Like he could, but he didn't. It's just different. Not to mention back then I didn't trade on the stock market at all.
mm,
And when I started trading within the last year, that is something that if I don't focus on it and take it seriously, I'm just going to lose all my money. And if I do focus on it and take it seriously, because I have the luxury of being home, being that stay-at-home dad, I can make a lot of money and change my entire life. You know what I mean? And like really achieve financial freedom. So streaming has never been something that I feel should feel like an obligation.
mm,
And so I'm like, well, if I turn the stock market into my job, I can still stream. Streaming has always been a hobby. You know what I mean? So now
Mhm.
I stock market from 6:30 in the morning until stock closes. Stop calling me Discord people. Until stock closes, until the market closes, and then within that hour I go live and stream until I am too tired
yeah.
to keep my eyes open.
I feel that.
Nice.
I feel that.
Then I make dinner and work out and feed the kid and all the things. Then I have to get off stream and wake myself back up to do the dad things for the rest of the night.
Now
But I still squeeze that 2 hour, 3 hour time frame in when I
that's
can
good.
every day.
That's
No,
good,
that's
man.
good, man.
Yeah, I want to understand this. Feel like I've got a bit of a vested interest as a father of a 2-year-old. How does this work? The child goes to school, but you have less time.
Because when the child starts going to school, they're essentially getting older and changing. To him, it's not that he's going to school that's giving me less time. It's the fact that he's old enough to go to school. That when he's here, he takes up more of my time. Not to mention things like homework, things like the teachers calling me each day to tell me that there's a list. And it's like, okay, so now I have to do parent teacher conferences on Thursdays, and I have to do homework with this kid, and I have to make sure he knows how to read, and I need to make sure that the manners I've been teaching him for his whole life he's actually doing. And when he doesn't do them, I have to punish him. When I punish him, I can't just say, go to your room and sit here and stream. I have to stand there and arms crossed and lecture and be the dad. And there's just so much more time you have to dedicate when the kid is of a conscious level where he can be like, but dad, what do you mean? And you're like, like you got to put yourself back to where the kid was and be like, what if I was him right now? And I was, he was my dad. And I was like, but dad. And it's just, it takes up so much more mental time than it does when they're younger. And they're just like, ice cream,
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
The more they become little people, the more they take up not just your actual physical time, but your mental time in a good way, but in a tiring and very exhausting kind of way.
Interesting. I've always found, probably because I've got a vested interest, but I've always kind of found sort of streaming parenting quite an interesting topic. I honestly think every guest that we've had on that's a parent, I've asked them about it. So it's very interesting to see sort of how different people essentially balance the whole thing. Because obviously there's two things that take up a huge amount of time and energy and mental space, and you gotta balance that. And yeah, it's great seeing people sort of get that balance and all that kind of thing. You know.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
Well, okay,
it's a challenge, but it's worth it.
for sure, for sure. So out of all of these, I would imagine hundreds of games that you've streamed, what's been your favorite?
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Wow, that was a really quick and like sure answer.
Yeah.
How
Yeah,
come? Like, what happened with?
I streamed it for like 250 hours or something of just that. The only game that I've streamed anywhere near as long as I stream Red Dead is Fortnite, and Fortnite was just my. We got nothing else to play today, and everybody wants to play Fort. Let's play Fort. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I've played more Fortnite than any game on my computer over the years, but streaming Red Dead 2 was something. I'm like a really massive Rockstar fan. I can't clear my throat, and like when a new GTA is announced, I go into like little boy waiting for Christmas mode and start digging up screenshots and rumors and shit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So when Red Dead was coming out, it's just that's Grand Theft Auto Wild West. So I was hyped for it, and that was at a time late 2018 that my stream had a lot more viewers than it does now. It was up to like 30 ish per stream, and it was just fun. It was so much fun playing this masterpiece of a game with people following through the story and just reveling at every moment. It was just there was never a bad moment streaming Red Dead.
That's amazing.
Just a great time.
Community can really like enhance the experience as well, can't it?
Yeah,
Especially with that kind
totally.
of game. Yeah, like big open world game, and it can sort of help out and
Yeah.
follow the plot beats with you and react and all that kind of thing. It's so much fun.
Because
Amazing.
when you play a game like that, and let's say I have a room of 15 people, and I'm playing a game that I'm enthralled in, and I'm just just super invested in it, but everybody else isn't. They're not really paying attention. They're just like, so blah 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 blah. It's still a great time, having a great time. I'm chatting, I'm streaming, but when those people in your chat are like at the same time that engaged,
Mm.
and you're like, hey, we're all feeling this, and it really takes like a masterpiece of a game that everybody's hyped for that to happen, and it hasn't happened any other time except for maybe God of War was another time that it came close to being like a big hype stream where everybody
Boy.
paid attention the whole time.
No worries. Good times. Well, what about your least favorite game then that you've streamed?
Oh man. See, that's a hard question. I'm gonna answer it. I'm gonna find the answer, but it's a hard question
Yeah.
because I don't typically play games I don't like. And you
Yeah.
say, well, stream how do you know you're not gonna like it? And it's because I've refined my taste enough that I can sit there and read a description and see screenshots and make a good enough judgment that I know if I'm going to like it
Mm.
before I play it. But so there's not very many games I've played that I don't like. But
Sometimes
as
you
far
can
as like
play.
streaming,
You can play a good
like
game that you don't enjoy streaming, I guess.
right. So like as far as playing a game that I don't know. Let's say that's such a hard question. Maybe something like anytime I've ever tried to stream a Call of Duty game, be it Warzone or any other form of Call of Duty, I don't like doing it because everybody streams Call of Duty. I don't even really like Call of Duty. You know what I mean? Like it's if there's a new Call of Duty game and you stream it, you get COD people in your stream that are COD people, which for better or worse, I'm not a COD person.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So I'll like when I play Call of Duty by myself off stream, I enjoy it because it takes me back to playing Call of Duty. I've been playing Call of Duty since Call of Duty on my PC
Mhm.
Yeah.
back in the day.
Back in
Yeah.
the
And
day, yeah.
that's what I think when I think Call of Duty, but that's not what the Call of Duty fan base thinks about.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So playing COD by myself is it's like it's just fun, like look at how this has evolved over the years type of experience. But playing it on stream is like I have to be one of these people that I'm not. So I
Yeah.
just don't enjoy it.
Yeah. That doesn't sound like too much
Yeah, I
fun.
know your feels on that with the Call of Duty thing as well because I was there for like the start of it, and I think World at War was one that was the one I enjoyed the most. But like all the newer stuff, like I've done like the Ghost Guys and all that kind of stuff. It just kind of gets a bit, yeah. But it's nice to see how things are transitioning with it. So I kind of get that vibe of it.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
like you're keeping along. You know, you get that family visit on the odd occasion. You say, "Oh, how you doing? Yeah, I've been great, and this is what I've done this year." You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the sort of the community of the game, isn't it? That's on Twitch. So, for example, not that long ago, I actually streamed Five Nights at Freddy's, and that was an interesting experience. Honestly, because it's one of those games that has its own community, isn't it? So I streamed it. Like in terms of numbers, it was a great stream. I like so many more people than I normally would, and the sort of the chatters were all like new chatters and all this kind of thing. But they're there for the game, and it was just a very sort of busy stream. And I was like, it was really good fun just as a one-off, but I could not have like done that on a regular. I don't think I just ended up
Right.
going insane. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's that kind of similar thing, isn't it? It's where the people go to the game on Twitch rather than stay around for the for the person playing it.
It takes a certain kind of person who is, like, you got to think about those kids who who have strict parents who say the games are $70, you get one this year, and they're like, I want the new Call of Duty. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And they wait until COD comes out and they get COD because all their friends are gonna play COD. And when they go to Twitch, they're looking for COD content, not
Yeah.
new streamers.
Yeah.
Yeah, from their
You know.
perspective, they're going to want the game that the most number of their friends have, so that they can connect to their
Yeah.
friends, and that not just physically online, but when they go to school and they can talk about it, that kind of thing. So I
Right.
suppose those kind of it makes a certain amount of sense. But yeah, I think that's kind of one of the reasons why Fortnite took off. Apart from anything else, it's free,
Right.
and then everyone can
Right.
talk about it and play together. So what about? I like this question, even though I'm a bit biased, but a game that you really enjoyed playing, but your community have just been like, nah, mate, move on, or or nah, mate, we're not going to show up for this one.
That's a good question too. You got to remember, I have a big back catalog of streaming, and my stream has had ups and downs. I don't know. I want to go to like I want to say NBA 2K, but that's not necessarily true because the way I presented because I love 2K. The way I presented it was let's play through the story, and I used the face scan to make it me, and it looked exactly like me. And they were all like, it was like watching a story, watching me play basketball, and people were into that story. And once it got past the story and was like, now you have to play 300 games to get to the championship, I was like, I'm all in. And they were like, okay, next game. And I was like, all right, this is an off stream kind of thing now. But when I was streaming it for that week going through the story, people were actually engaged and wanted to know what happened next. And then it just got to the real game, which is grinding basketball. And they were like, next.
Right. Yeah,
like,
that makes
okay,
sense.
that's fine.
It can be quite
But
hard to.
I love it. I played off stream. I love
yeah.
games like that people don't want to see.
I never knew it had the facial thing though. That whole like reconstruction thing. That's cool as hell.
Yeah, that's
I
really
like
cool.
that.
I remember seeing a friend of mine play a WWE game that had that. But it was a slightly older game, and it looked really cursed. I thought it was hilarious. It was
It
brilliant.
didn't
gonna
have like
go
a
to my
Game Boy camera
Instagram.
attached to it or something, did it?
It was a bit
I'm gonna
blocky.
go to my
and-
Instagram and find the picture and pull it up just so you guys can see it because it's amazing. I've never been able to get it as good in any other game, but it's amazing. It looks exactly like I'm a Chicago Bull.
Dude, that is so cool.
It
It's
is
like
so
they
cool.
put me in the game. There it is.
I wish I could show you the image of what I'm talking about because honestly, it was hilarious. Curse,
Oh
so
my
bear
god,
with me
that's genius! Look at that is so cool.
here. I will show.
It
the
looks
start of
just
yours,
like
though.
me.
Yeah.
I was blown away. I was like, I'm gonna play this forever. I'm a Chicago Bull. I'm 6'6". It's a
That
whole
is
foot taller than I am.
amazing.
Right, let me get this so that the viewers can actually see it because that is amazing. There it is. It does look a lot like you. Oh, that's quite uncanny.
That is
It's
brilliant.
crazy.
That is so cool. That is so cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
incredible.
we had a great time playing that because it was like I knew I had to do something to make it not just me playing basketball because you have 2K streamers who just sit in my park and play PvP with people, and I don't want to be that person.
Mm.
I wanted to be the streamer that I am and show something new and present a new game to people. So I went through the new story up until it was no longer interesting to watch and it was just fun to play.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
That's very cool. That's exactly because that's literally like the definition of essentially what, in many ways, streams are supposed to be doing, which is obviously adding value to something
Right.
that's already there, which is the game. So that's
Right.
brilliant. That's exactly the kind of thing that most people would want to see. That's fantastic. I wish I was around for that.
I still want to play the new 2K, but I'm waiting for a sale. I don't pay $60 for 2K unless it's been 5 years. That's the
Wait,
last
wait,
time I
wait
did
a
that.
second. The new 2K. Well, it doesn't 2K mean 2000, right? That means the year 2000, right?
It's 2K22. That's what it is now.
Right.
So
Okay.
NBA 2K22 is the new one.
I kind
Right.
of find those kind of games a bit like, because we have FIFA over here for soccer and all that kind of stuff, and every year it's a new FIFA that comes out, and it always just looks like the same kind of game for the gameplay purposes, but they just change the rosters around and bring in the new players. That's pretty much it. Is that similar with
Different
2K?
UI, different menu. This is, I mean, sorta. But the thing I love about 2K is it's full. It's so full. I can buy 2K19 and play through the career
Mm.
for the whole year, and then buy 2K20 and play my team mode. But both of those modes were present, and there's enough content crammed into each mode to keep me busy for a year if I really want to. Like, there's so
Okay.
much in those games that you can do. Many players get the game, go straight online, and never leave the my park. Just play people. And there's, like, I agree that it's very same-ish with little tweaks. That's why I only pay full price every 5 years or so when there's enough of a difference between the last one I paid full price for.
That's a good
But
idea. Yeah.
I think 2K is kind of like a basketball RPG. Like, you make your
Okay.
character, and then there's stats, and every time you play a game, depending on how you performed in that game, you'll get coins, and you use those coins to level up those stats. And you can either pay real money for those coins, you can grind for them, whatever, but your character will progress and you'll get a higher ranking, which is essentially your skill. So you can make any kind of basketball player that you want, spending those coins and building up certain ways of play. And you can edit all the animations and everything. And really, no two ball players are the same that you meet on the court. It's way more of a simulation than it is a game.
That's
Nice.
cool.
That's why
I like that.
it.
It does seem like a bit of a cash cow, though, doesn't it? Like, especially when you come to things like we were mentioning earlier, like FIFA and Madden and that kind of thing, where every year they bring out another very slightly tweaked game where they basically just copied everything over and changed a few things, and then they charge you full price for a AAA title. And you're just like, hold on just a second, it just doesn't seem quite right. And you do, I mean, you do get other other genres that do it, like Call of Duty kind of does it a little bit as well, but I mean, famously, it's the sports ones, isn't it, that bring one out every year, and it's just a tiny little tweak. It does seem a little bit, I don't know, dishonest isn't the right word. It's because it's not dishonest. It's balls out. This is basically the same game. It just seems like they're overcharging you. But I think your idea of only buying one every 5 years or anything,
Right,
genius,
because they all go on sale. They all go on sale, and if I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
buy it on sale for $15, I don't care if the new one's out. I can play through that one a little bit. If I bought it for $60, I feel bad in a year.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I've just bought this for $60, and there's already a new one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's why I don't buy COD.
Yeah.
When it comes
They
out, it's
bring
too
out a new
expensive. It
one.
comes out too often. If they brought one out every 2 years, I'd buy it.
Yeah, and then
The only
Assassin's
annual
Creed.
franchise I've ever bought is Assassin's Creed, and now it's not annual anymore.
Yeah, but you know the whole reason why, obviously, that every time they brought out a new one, and on the annual thing, it just gradually got worse and worse until they're like,
People hated them. I love Assassin. I love all of them.
yeah, but they fixed them,
Yeah, I love
didn't
them
they?
all.
And then
They were all great.
Yeah.
They didn't suffer from what sports games suffer from, where it's like, oh, it's the same thing. It was a drastically different setting, an entire 50-hour story, a whole new character, a whole new way of attack. Everything was always different, drastically different. And people were like, this is trash. Why do I got to go to the future? I don't understand. And it's like, that's the best part about Assassin's Creed, is that it takes place in the modern day, and that they're training for the same fight that's happening now between the governments and whatever, you know what I mean? Like, the grand scale of Assassin's Creed and how each game is so different from each other while still coming out every single year is what blows me away with it. It's one of my favorite franchises ever. And now, obviously it's not annual and the games are better for it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, ultimately, I think certainly I would, and I think most gamers would probably prefer slightly more spaced out releases if the games are better for it.
Yeah, definitely.
What do you think then,
Definitely.
Hippo? You're keeping very quiet on this subject.
Well, I've always been intrigued by Assassin's Creed, and I'll put my hands up completely. I've never actually completed one. I've played a bit of Assassin's Creed 1, but went through this kind of weird stage where like I started playing it, and then a new thing came out that I was like, ooh, this looks cool, and then I never got back to it. But it always looks like such a fascinating and wonderful game. It really does. Didn't they do like they did a London one for a bit and all these kind of bits and bats, and I
The
love
London one's
historical.
great.
Yeah, I love the whole history behind London, and to be able to go through the streets and stuff would be really cool. But
It's like Gangs of London style. It's I don't know what time frame, 1800s maybe.
Yeah. They always look
Height of
great, and I
London.
like the fact that you can go back in time essentially, even if it's not just for the combat game and stuff like that. But the fact that they get you to go into a world of the past and you can wander around, I like that because I was always like I've been playing a lot recently. I'm a big Civ 5 kind of guy, or like Anno games and stuff like that, where you can build like these period pieces and stuff like that. And it's nice that you've got a game that you can actually go in and delve into it, and because it's open world as well, isn't it? I remember Assassin's Creed 1 was pretty much open world. You just wander around and then jump into a hay bale somewhere, which is always fantastic.
It's so cool to look at the evolution of that series, because if you remember what Assassin's Creed 1 was known for, it was one of the first new impressive PS3 games. It was one of the first HD games, and people were so excited about like crowds. Like you could walk into a crowd and he would shove people away, and it was like a dynamic, and they were like, "What? The animations look fluid? Look at games we have now. Like look at Red Dead 2." And
it brought a lot to the scene. It really did.
People are hating on Battlefield like it's trash, and that game is so beautiful looking. But back in Assassin's Creed day, it was a clappable thing that pushed a person away when you walk through a crowd.
I think a lot of people have a lot of more expectations now because the competition is so much higher to a degree. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of indie games out there, but even indies have developed hugely.
I feel like it's a very, very rare thing for most gamers to look back and just remember exactly how they felt. It's easy to look back and be like, San Andreas was fun. It was a fun game back in the day. You know what I mean? But it's another thing to remember how you felt while you played that game. And I think that if I jump into Battlefield and I'm like, oh, I'm not having fun, this is crappy, I need a reality check. I need to rewind and think about playing Battlefield 2, Battlefield 1942. Like, think about it and think about what I'm playing now and just enjoy where we're at.
I have a lot of fond memories of San Andreas, not just because of how good the game was, but I remember like leaving my console on at night and just putting the radio on and just chilling out to the radio while lying down or something like that. And just, it was great times, and having Laszlo come on or some shit like that, you know what I mean? Or whatever was going on at the time. It was just, I loved all that stuff. It was so cool. And I did it with most of them, to be fair.
Despite all the negative shit, I highly recommend the definitive edition.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing! Because that's one that I keep thinking I should look into that, because it's the kind of game that looks like it'd be totally up my street, and it's just something I've never really quite gotten myself into. I really like
so good.
Watch quite a lot of gameplay of what's the most recent one called?
GTA 5.
No, I'm talking about Assassin's Creed.
Oh, Assassin's Creed.
Oh, Valhalla.
Valhalla, that's right. I watched quite a lot of gameplay of that when it first came out, because loads of people are streaming it, and it honestly looks great. It looks like loads of fun, aside from all the bugs that hopefully have been fixed by now. You never know. But yeah, it looked like really good fun, and quite a lot of it actually takes place in England as well.
Yeah,
and they've gone through quite a lot of effort to make the topography actually like almost concerningly accurate.
Yeah,
it's really good, to the point where, like, I mean, my town isn't there because it's set more than 1,000 years ago. But you can go to there, and like all of the hills is all there, and like the rivers there, and it's ridiculous. It's amazing.
That's my favorite part about Assassin's Creed, is that they take something that is as historically accurate as possible and inject their assassin into it. And the assassins are supposed to be hidden, so the history books wouldn't talk of them anyway.
Yeah.
So it's almost like they're real. Like Ezio was part of the reason coffee was invented. You know, like he's the reason that coffee was invented.
Yeah.
In Assassin's Creed 2, I forget the scene, but someone he's literally the reason that the person was like, oh, coffee. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and it's like Ezio Auditore isn't in the history books in real life for the coffee thing, but he could have been. If you read the history books, all they did was take the real thing and inject Ezio into it as the secret guy the history books wouldn't talk about. And that's what Assassin's Creed is about, is giving us a very accurate but fantastical look at historical moments in time.
Yeah,
it's cool.
That's amazing. I do like it when they can sort of make it so that it could sort of fit into real life like that.
Yeah,
that's one of the reasons why I always loved Stargate SG-1, because they always managed to make it so that it kind of made a certain amount of sense in the real world. Do you know what I mean? Like all of the gods and all that were like gods that we worshipped in the past, like Egyptian gods, Greek gods, Norse gods, and all this kind of thing. And they made it so that Stargate Command's underneath Cheyenne Mountain Complex, which is a real NORAD base and all this kind of thing. Amazing.
That's cool.
Yeah. Good stuff. Even to the point where apparently in Selden Place they've got a door that says Stargate Command, but it's just a broom closet, or that's what they want that's what they want you to believe. So I want to ask, sort of, what would you say is like your favorite sort of gaming experience that you've had in your whole life? I think this is one I haven't asked before. It's quite a hard one, but
I can pick from a couple. But there was a time when I would have said my first time playing through Ocarina of Time, because that changed my whole life. But as an adult, thinking hard about every experience I've ever had in gaming, and thinking about that kid who was playing Ocarina of Time and what he would say, what he's looking forward to, I think my most incredible experience in gaming so far was unboxing, hooking up, and using my Vive on launch day. VR, full room scale VR, was just like something that as a kid you're like, man,
it's proper wet dream.
Is gonna have this, you know what I mean? And then like my future did, and I owned it, and I was like, this is the thing that I always said I wanted that would never exist. Let's see if it really is, you know. And I hooked it up, and I remember putting it on and like having my eyes closed and just being so nervous that I was gonna be disappointed. Because when you're hyped about something, you know what I mean? Like I was so nervous that it was going to be low res or whatever. And I opened my eyes and looked around, and I was standing in, you know, this Valve space with hands in front of me. And I could have cried. I was like, this is childhood me. I'm kid me right now. And I'm going to have a great weekend. It's going to be a good time. You know,
amazing.
It's great. I'm still really hyped for like big, proper AAA 50, 100-hour video games. Like playing Skyrim and Fallout and shit is great fun, especially with mods. But I want like new proper video games for it from, you know, Sony, like big companies that are willing to give me something that's worth spending $60-$70 on.
Well, one day, maybe,
we're
very lucky,
it's
when
hard because
all of the planets align in an exactly straight line, we might get an Elder Scrolls 6.
Maybe. I'm
nice.
sure that'll be VR eventually, because Bethesda loves VR.
Yeah, tripping over in VR because the rock doesn't load or something. Amazing. Now, I thought this would be a really good opportunity to have a chat about something that's actually happened really recently on Twitch, just before we go into segment 2. This is quite interesting. So, they've increased the number of emote slots we get. Have you seen this, Shroomy?
How many emote slots am I allowed now?
This literally happened
insane.
like today or yesterday. You can have, as an affiliate, is it 9?
I think it depends on how many in the bracket you've gone in, like the subbing kind of thing. Like if you've hit the sub brackets, because originally it used to be like you get 3 tier 1s and then you get more as you've gotten past certain sub goals and stuff like that. But they've added more on top of that. They've allowed you to have animated emotes now.
Right.
You get free emotes for 5 free emotes for anyone who follows, as well.
So if you have absolutely everything, you can have 5 animated emotes, 9 normal emotes. This is for a tier 1 sub if you've had 50 subs at some point before. That's then just for a tier 1 plus. Obviously, you get your 5 follower emotes if you've had those. So I'm just having a look at Moon, because Moon's already filled them all out because she's got so many background.
What do you mean 5 follower emotes? What, son?
So Moon doesn't have follower emotes yet, and she's got
clothes on.
She's got 14 emotes for a tier 1 sub. If you've got
crazy.
If you've got follower emotes are these ones that are rolling out on Twitch. It's still in like the beta phase. But if you've got them, then if someone follows you, then they can have 5 emotes that they can only use on your channel. So if you add that, that's 19 emotes and if you've got just a tier 1 sub and you're in that person's channel. Now that is crazy, isn't it? And like,
that's crazy.
It's really nice that they're giving us all this extra stuff, but from the perspective of the streamer, you're like, wait a minute. I'm now gonna, like, unless you're literally an artist, you've got to pay someone to make these freaking emotes.
Yeah,
and they're like, They're like $25 a piece.
Then
Just
again, I have a lot of emotes. Like Kilo made me a bunch of emotes, and I've always had this problem where I'm not sure which ones I want. Now I could just put them all on.
yeah,
The other concerning one I've got at the moment is that they're doing bitty emotes as well. So people who have given you bits to a certain or cheers for a certain amount. So you've got like
I have a
1K,
few of those.
5K, not just the, like the little symbols on the side, but you've got the 1K, 5K, 25K, 75K, and 100K. I think. So if
Yeah,
they've
this
given you that
is
many bits, then you can give them an emote dedicated to them.
yeah,
Fuck, you got to sort out the priority on which one's the best for that one.
yeah.
Jesus.
both of those. Those are my two bitty emotes for 1K and 5K.
Yeah, I can't fix it. I've only got myself. I've got 5 emotes that someone made for me a while ago, and that's it. So they've just been tier 1, you know, for quite some time. I haven't got a tier 2. I haven't got a tier 3. I haven't got any bit emotes. I am planning on getting some more, but now I was gonna get 10, and I'm like, maybe I should get some more. But question, like, do you have money for that? It's you know, it's a lot of money. Like, sort of $25 for an emote doesn't sound like very much, but when you add it up, I mean, for 10 emotes, that's what $250. If you're then going to add even more to that, it starts to get really, really pricey, huh?
You gotta. I mean, you gotta shop around. You know, you gotta like go on Fiverr and find someone who's willing to make you one for 10, and like if it's good, be like, all right, this is a good one. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
shop around.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
try to spend as little as possible.
Or get a recommendation of a really good one and go with them. From a friend, a streamer friend that you know. It's pretty much.
I mean, I would recommend Kilo because he's the one that did actually both of those emotes that you're looking at. He did all my emotes that are pictures, that are drawings,
Yeah.
and not actual pictures. But I can never reach him.
Yeah.
Sometimes he disappears off Discord for like 3 months, and then he comes back like, "Hey, I'm fine, I'm alive. Let's chill," and then disappears again. So if he ever comes back, point him in your direction. He's a great
Amazing.
artist. He doesn't charge a lot.
Right, you got any questions, Hippo?
I'm good. I've been enjoying it so far. It's been good.
Yeah, fantastic. All right, brilliant. Well,
That raging mushroom is Kilo.
we'll move on to segment number 2. So today's stream topic, which I think is a really interesting one, is about Twitch etiquette. And Twitch etiquette is one of those weird things where you kind of, after you've been on Twitch, you kind of take it for granted. But there's actually loads of little things, isn't there, on Twitch that you don't realize, and someone might come in and do something that's, you know, maybe bad manners. But I don't know. What do you think about Twitch etiquette? What sort of your overarching thoughts on it, Shroomy?
I think it's a very what's the word I'm looking for? It's fluid. Like it's something that is purely dependent. It changes with each stream that you go in, except for like the few base rules, which is like no TOS, don't hate on people. You know what I'm saying? But like you really have to know that there's a list of things that some streamers don't like, and a list of things that some streamers do. And you just got to be aware of, like, if I go into a streamer's stream and they're playing something I've played, obviously not everybody likes spoilers, not everybody cares about a spoiler. Some people really care and will just, you know, like immediately ban you, get real upset about it. You never know what certain levels, you also never know what people are going to consider a spoiler. So you might look at a game and go, oh yeah, if you shoot him in the arm, you know, it'll actually, and they're like, fucking spoilers, bro. And you're like, that's not, I'm just trying to help. You know what I mean? You really have to like feel out each streamer. And I think that's a reason why a lot of people find streamers that they like and then stick with those few streamers, because it's a challenge going to a new stream and fitting in there with the way they carry themselves and the etiquette that they expect out of all of their people. It's a challenging thing to navigate, Twitch etiquette.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. Because I mean, the opening thing with the rules and stuff like that kind of gives you a rough idea of how people are going to play with these kind of things. A lot of people put like, you know, don't backseat game and all that kind of stuff and bits and bats like that. No swearing, yada yada yada. But I think there's strange other bits and bats and stuff. I say strange. It's just I don't think I've seen it in on any other platform ever, because I don't think it ever comes to space. For example, like lurkers and calling out lurkers and saying, hi, I see you there and stuff like that. That's generally regarded as a big no-no for a lot of people. People just want to be left alone. But there are people who do it. And it's not just like early streamers learning the ropes. There are people who still do it to this day that have been streaming for years. And it kind of fascinates me how people do that. And
I do it, but only to certain people. Like if I look at my lurkers and I'm like, oh, it's whoever Starboy. I'm like, Starboy, I see you, bro. But I know he's not gonna get mad
yeah,
at me.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
You're doing it to someone who you know quite well and is not going to be annoyed at that is fine, but doing it to like
Right.
someone like any other like not like even a regular it would it's not ideal. I mean, the
Yeah,
one
like
thing
someone who you don't really understand how they'll handle things. Yeah.
yeah, and I've definitely spoken to people who've been like I've never done it myself, but been really angry at like being called out by like as a lurker. The one thing that I do see quite relatively regularly is the stream raiders.
Yeah.
The little Pokemon that go along on the bottom. The
Yeah.
default setting on that is that you appear there if you're in chat. You don't have to say anything, so it
Mhm.
basically calls out lurkers. And like literally the first thing that when I set that up, because I knew that there was an issue, I tried to change it and it changed back. And then someone had a go at me about it. I was like, I'll change it, I'll change it, I'll change it. I've
You can
seen
change it to where when people talk, they
yes,
pop up, and then after, like when you first start stream, everybody pops up, and if they haven't talked for 10 minutes, then they'll go away, and then
yes,
they won't come back until they talk again.
exactly. That's probably the best way of setting it up. But I've seen people that have been streaming for like years and years, and I've literally said, you know that's calling out your lurkers. Yeah, I know. And that's it. And they've just left it that way. And I've actually stopped watching someone because they've got that on there, and I like they've got a chill vibe, so I want to lurk, but I'm not being called out if I'm going to be lurking, so I'll just go somewhere else for my chill vibe. It's definitely it's definitely an interesting kind
Right.
of Twitch
Twitch
kind of
builds a
thing.
lot of mutual respect, though. Like as a streamer to a viewer and vice versa, they get your rules, you get their rules. As you start
Yeah.
to learn your viewers and stuff like that, your regulars that come in, you know how they play and how they do things and stuff like that. You know, there's going to be some people who may want to come and play games but never want to talk and stuff like that, and you learn those little bits and bats. But the etiquette's
Yeah.
it's a really Twitch is such a complex beast. It really is. Like you look
Mhm.
at other platforms like YouTube, and I think even Mixer wasn't anywhere near as complicated when it comes to the whole etiquette scene
Mm,
compared to Twitch. Twitch is very much its own like fucking thing, its entity, where everyone has their own little vibes and things they do. Like another one for me is links as well. Some people obviously hate having links, have chats that automatically wipe out links and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's just it's an iffy one because I don't mind links too much to a degree.
mm.
Like if it's somebody I know has come in, then it's fine, and they've been in a few times. It's cool. I trust them to a degree because I've been streaming for like 4 years. You know, I know the people I can trust to do the links. That's fine.
Mm.
I don't have them odds to check them all though, so it's a bit of an iffy one, really.
I only blocked them because I originally, I don't know if I do anymore. I think it's regulars who anybody who comes to my stream lately is a regular.
Mm.
So, but when I first started streaming, I got a lot of like when I first started streaming, it was crazy. My second month, it was my best month ever. I had like the highest viewer. I made the most money, and I've been streaming for 4 years. It was my second month,
Mm.
but in that month, a lot of people posted porn links, and I was like, I gotta cut that out. So it was one of the earliest things that I did in stream was get rid of links because why risk it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had similar ones, but I saved the links for later. It was just much easier. Yeah. I need new material, man. All right, there's only so much certain websites can offer me now.
Adding that to the wank bank. No. I don't know. I sometimes I don't know if this is just me, but one thing that I do get quite frustrated with on Twitch as a viewer is when someone's like auto mod is set too aggressive. I find it
Yeah,
really off-putting. If I'm just
yeah,
trying to sort of have a bit of a laugh and sort of use a little bit of language or something, and it's like you must not do this and all this, it's very annoying. Like a little bit of like the actual Twitch integrated auto mod is okay if someone if a mod or the streamer is there to like click accept or whatever. But one thing that I've noticed recently is there's an auto mod thing that is again it's the Twitch integrated thing where it won't ask a mod if this is okay. It's like your chat message is being reviewed by a mod. No, it just balls out says you can't say that on this in this channel because of the moderation settings. And it's not even something. It's not even something like really bad. It was just a little bit of colorful language. I'm like, great, that's really helpful. Thanks for that.
yeah. It makes you feel singled out for something you didn't
Yeah,
intend. You're like, well, come on.
it's so. As a viewer,
The
it's
auto
really
mod can be
annoying.
so strict. Like, you could be like, that's fucking crazy. And it's like, oh, you can't say fucking crazy or that's. And you're like, what? What do you mean?
Yeah.
Fix it.
Yeah.
Make it less aggressive. What do you
And
mean I
it
can't
does
say
pick up
bats?
strange things as well. I did get one the other day. I was watching someone who I mod for, and like to be fair, it was one where it picked it up and I just had to okay it. But it picked it up literally because the word "dick," which was being used as a word, and the word "little" was in the same message, and it didn't like that. It was like, no, we're checking that.
Was it on my stream? Because I tend to ban that kind of sentencing.
No.
Okay, I'm just checking. All right, because I've got issues, man. All right. Technically a
No.
disability.
So it does pick up some random shit, but you do get it, especially with like Nightbot and stuff, where it just picks up like things like spamming, but it's not really spamming. It's just the same word twice, and it like bans you immediately. Like, come on, like just turn it down. You don't need this, especially when it's like it's such a small, like this really small streamers, and you just like you don't need this automated stuff. You can deal with it on your own, and you only really need it to pick up like the really bad stuff, so you can just turn everything down, all that kind of thing. But go on, sorry, Hippo. I think I interrupted you.
I had another bit really that I find as an etiquette thing that's a little bit of a, I'm not controversial, but I think it's just a bit of a divide, is mentioning other streamers in someone's stream. See, on my stream, I don't really have too much of an issue with that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because it's just, I don't know. If somebody's coming in and they're talking about a game and stuff like that, so I've been playing Freelancer recently and stuff like that. If they come in and say, "Oh, well, this guy's is kind of also does this as well," and I found out this guy is like the #1 like speedrunner of the game and stuff like that, so it's kind of fascinating to watch it. So I don't mind that kind of context. I think it's more a case of like if people just throw in names randomly, you should check out this guy. Then obviously that's a big no-no.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is obviously you kind of scratched on it there. There's the thing about self promotion, which is
Yeah.
it's quite interesting because again, like we've been saying, all streamers handle it differently. Some will just be like, whatever. Some are really like, is litigious the right word about it? And like, if you do it once, you're just banned. Oh, days. Where was I? So yeah, we were talking about yeah, self promotion in chat and sort of yeah, how some people are kind of okay, like kind of okay with it, and some are really not, and will be like immediately like nope, and like ban you or whatever. I think that's kind of similar to most things as well. Like you were saying earlier about spoilers and such. Sometimes you can get away with it, sometimes you can't. I remember having a chat with Sarge, Commander Sergeant, how he got banned, like immediately banned from someone playing Ocarina of Time for like mentioning something like more of a gameplay mechanic than a spoiler, and just immediately banned for that. And like he didn't really
Yeah.
consider it a spoiler. The person that he was talking to did. Issue. I mean, in my opinion, an immediate like permanent ban is a bit much. Most people deserve at least a warning, but you know, each person's gonna set their own rules, aren't they? And that's literally the point of how everything goes. The whole reason why the
Right.
moderation settings are there is so that each person can set their own rules, and
I
moderation can be
try to
really
be
hard.
lenient.
Hmm.
I try to be super comfortable. Like when people come in, uh, if it's a game I don't want spoilers, I'll
Mm.
tell everybody, please easy on the spoilers. Every single person that comes in, I don't care. I'll be like, easy on the spoilers, please. You know what I mean? Just so people have an idea. If I don't care about spoilers, I probably won't say anything. I'll just be playing the game, or maybe I'll be, I'll start to talk about it and I'll give a warning and be like, hey, if anybody cares about spoilers, I don't. And I'm about to talk. So, feel free to mute or leave or join in.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I always want my stream to be a place where when you come in, you don't have to feel that pressure of Twitch etiquette. You can swear, cuss, you can say whatever you want. Don't break Twitch rules.
Mhm.
Don't be hateful.
Yeah.
Those are
Yeah.
my rules.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It can be
Yeah.
quite a difficult like balance to strike though. Like especially if you're playing a game for the first time that's not necessarily brand new.
Right.
It can be quite difficult. Obviously, I'm drawing from experience being a mod where the streamer doesn't want to be spoiled, so you've got to try and catch spoilers, and delete them, time them out, whatever, ban them.
Right.
But then you've got to balance that with not wanting to like drive people away.
Like followers only mode is a very helpful thing. It keeps people who just want to come in and spoil things won't stay if they have to wait 10 minutes to talk. But a lot of people who just want to come in and talk won't stay either.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like, well,
Follower only
like
mode from the perspective
God
of a
of
viewer
War.
is a problem.
having a person come in, it was a nightmare. People trying to spoil things.
Mm-hmm.
God of War 2018. When a game is that hyped and has story, same thing for Last of Us 2, Death Stranding. People always trying to be like, this is gonna happen, and like have their names like that. Typically, if I'm playing a game like that, my love for the video games it outweighs the new people.
Yeah.
I'm like, I will put it on followers only mode and play this with my people who I know
Mm-hmm.
and anybody who will stay for that 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Because then I know we're having an enjoyable experience. I'm not fighting trolls the whole time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the way I deal with it, tip for any of you who ever get spoiled. If anybody ever spoils something for me, I just don't believe them. Like, that's not true. The one time in God of War, there was a spoiler that I thought, well, I'm just going to keep playing because that's not true. Wasn't true.
Nice.
And I was like, hey, it wasn't true.
It was the alternative ending. Fuck.
I was very, very happy about that. And there was a spoiler in Death Stranding. Someone came in like, a specific thing happens to this person. And I thought, we're playing Death Stranding. Think about the context of this game where I'm hiking 1,000 pounds of packages through ghost-infested mountains, shooting my piss at them. And you're trying to spoil the game by saying this thing happens to this character. I don't care. I want to know what happens next. I don't care what happens to that character. I don't even know what's going on in this game. You can't spoil Death Stranding for me. A lot of people tried, but I'm like, you can't spoil this game. I would have to read a paragraph of you explaining the whole game, and I'm not gonna.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't spoil it for me.
Yeah. No,
And they
indeed.
didn't.
So yeah. So
It's all about context.
yeah, it's definitely about the context. But yeah, it does seem like bad manners though. Like whenever you do see someone talking about their own stream, I think generally speaking, it's better to wait until you're asked.
Right.
You know, and if you're not asked, then well, just enjoy the content. You know, it's not about you at the end of the day. When you're in someone else's stream, it's really about them and the game, really, in many ways.
There's not a lot that annoys me. There's many things that annoy streamers.
Mm.
I don't let bother me, but one thing that annoys me is people coming in, brand new people who are like, "Yo, this game's great." So I'm going to start it on my stream as well. So hopefully you can raid me or whatever. I'm like, get out.
Yeah. That was literally
Go.
what I was just about to mention. Is the people when they actually say, "Well, I'm going to go stream now." Like, no,
Like,
don't
no, okay,
don't
have
do that.
fun. Enjoy.
Again,
it.
there's
So am I.
exceptions to that rule because I've got a few friends, like for example Mellar and stuff like that, that come in on my stream all the time, and I have no issues them saying they're going to be streaming
Same.
next, you know, because we have similar kind of communities and stuff like that anyway. And to be fair, I
Yeah.
want to go to fucking bed, so go
People
to
watch.
Mellar. It's fine. It's,
Yeah,
you know.
I feel
It's fluid.
Yeah,
It's fluid. It's like exactly. But
yeah. New people.
a
fuck
lot of
that.
times, the people that I don't mind saying that don't.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I feel
Because they
like
don't need to.
like
Yeah.
for me personally, I feel like sort of mods have a little bit of a pass, don't they, with that kind of thing? But at the same
Yeah.
time, like that's with great power comes great responsibility, kind of thing. Like, don't
Yeah.
take the piss. And like even then,
Don't
like
use it right.
I will never say that like ever. It doesn't matter who that I'm going to go off streaming. I'll just be like, oh, I'm going now. See you later. You know, have a good one, and then I'll go off and stream. And then I kind of sit there and think, you know, it'd be lovely if they do raid you. And it's even, to be honest, it's even better because like if you'd asked for it and you got it, then you'd think, well, maybe they did it because they felt like they had to. I don't know.
Right.
You don't ask for raids, man. It's just kind of weak.
That's why Twitch is complex, and there's a blanket set of rules, but it ultimately comes down on a per viewer basis. Like I have a
Exactly.
set of rules with every regular viewer. That's different.
Yeah. I think really that the most important thing is just to be like upfront with your rules and like know what you
Mhm.
want as well. Because like from the perspective of especially as being like a mod, from the you know, it's so important that the streamer knows where to draw the line and how to basically instruct their mods to toe that line. Because having a streamer that's conflicted about like how heavy to mod is just the most frustrating thing, and it kind of ripples out to the community because then the community kind of don't really know where to draw the line either. So yeah,
Right.
basically just choose what you want and just let everyone know that that's what you want and that's what you'll get at the end of the day. Especially if you've got a good mod team, if you've got like if you need one. But again, like I kind of mentioned a little bit earlier, like you really don't need that many mods to run a good
Right.
stream unless you've got like really fast chat. You know,
Hmm.
a lot of people are sort
You
of
need a lot of eyes on it if it's
yeah,
that fast.
exactly. A lot of sort of new streamers are like, "Oh, I need to set up auto mod. I need all my friends to mod." It doesn't really. It's not
Like, no.
required, and it
Yeah, you just need to be engaged with your chat. You can mod it yourself for a
mm,
long time.
Yeah.
exactly, and it does kind of become a little bit counterintuitive as well because there's this thing, isn't there, the mod wall, and it's a real thing. There's been like studies on it about how like someone will be discouraged from talking if everyone who's talking is a mod. Um,
Right, because you feel like you're the only. You're like, well, I don't have a sword. You
yeah,
know?
exactly. It kind of becomes it feels a little bit sort of us and them kind of thing, and it's not like you know a perceived thing. It's something that there has been actual studies on, and it's been proven.
Yeah.
You know, so
I always tell my like I specifically felt that way because I got to a point where I had a lot of mods at one point because you could earn it somehow. I forgot how. I've been streaming a long time.
yeah,
There was a lot of mods, and I was like, "Listen, y'all." Then Twitch introduced VIP, and I was like, "Hey, I need a show of hands. Like, who can I give VIP to?" Because and then the way I put it is, I see mod and VIP as the same thing, the same level of like honor,
yeah,
but a mod has a job and a VIP can just chill.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so most people are like, "Oh yeah, cool, I'll take a diamond." And I mean it. Like, I'm telling the truth. And that I think when new people come in, we see a bunch of diamonds talking, it's different than a bunch of swords.
agreed
Yeah.
completely. Yeah, for sure. Although I can't really quite put my finger on exactly why, but it's like it's a psychological
Right.
thing, isn't it?
I think it's because the diamond's not authority. The sword is authority.
Yeah,
And different people handle the presence of authority differently.
yeah.
You know, if I walk into a place and there's a cop, that's fine. If there's 3 cops, that's fine. If there's 50 cops, I'm like, "What's going on?
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave this place."
Have they been
So
waiting for me?
something's happening here. Right.
Bunch of diamonds show a streamer who appreciates regulars. Bunch of swords look like a streamer who's tyrannical. Yeah, I can
Maybe I
agree
just
with
want a sword fight. I can't help it. I want them to battle it out. I want to see some gladiator shit going on.
that. We all
I need
know
some
what
Russell
type of sword
Crowes.
fight you're talking about.
Yeah.
They're like interchangeable. Like if I have a set of mods and a set of diamonds, but on any given day, let's say for a whole 2-3 weeks, I have like no mods, but there's 10 diamonds. I'll just give a few of them swords. That's just, hey, in case anybody does something they shouldn't, can you ban them? They're like, yeah,
Yeah, back
no
me up.
problem. It's the
Yeah.
same thing. They just have a job now.
Mm.
Later, maybe I'll take it away, give them a diamond. Some people be like, "Oh, you took my sword, gave me a diamond." Like I'm like, it's the same thing. I just when I need your help, I'll give you the sword back. I just don't want to scare people.
Yeah,
That's all. I'm not trying to dishonor you. Like I'm taking your sword.
yeah.
Now you're VIP. I don't trust you.
I'll commit
not like
seppuku or
that.
something.
I'll just put you on the bench for a little bit. You'll be back in the game soon, all right? Yeah.
It's fine. You can just watch the game.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Oh, we're talking about Twitch etiquette. What about shout outs? What do you reckon about shout outs? What's the etiquette behind those, do you reckon?
I don't know. Sometimes I just get the urge, like Stevie, not just because he's here, but I'll often just be like, I'll go on a little rant. Someone will say when's Evil Within 3 coming out or something. And I'll be like, oh yeah, blah blah blah. My friend Stevie, blah blah blah. Shouts for Stevie, and someone will shout out Stevie. Even though it's just like
Mm.
if someone raids me, they always get a shout out. If like I don't know, like if I see someone I'm like, yeah, I haven't seen you in a long time. What's up? Shouts for this guy. They give him a shout out. It's just like a
It's a camaraderie thing, isn't it? More than anything else.
right,
Yeah.
right.
But if you raided someone and they didn't shout you out, would you be, would you think
No.
that's rude?
I actually fucking prefer it, to be fair.
Yeah,
I always feel
sorta.
awkward, cringy, like, yeah, thanks for the shout out, guys. I appreciate it. Now, don't get me wrong, like
Depends on the stream.
Yeah. Sometimes I just want to go in and chill out and stuff like that. I don't need the, people going, oh fuck, it's Hippo, let's do this. It's not obligatory to do it when I'm around. If I rage you,
Right.
they obviously know I'm a streamer. They can click my name. That's kind of cool.
It's interesting.
Sometimes if I don't want that kind of attention, which to be fair, I haven't rated people often lately because my streams had a lot less viewers than usual, and it'll start with almost none and then go up in the middle and then go back down almost none. So when I end, I'm like,
Yeah,
later,
mine
y'all,
does that a
guys,
lot as
don't
well, to be
raid.
fair, recently. Yeah.
So, but in moments where I might feel like, hey, I don't necessarily have the time to sit and hang out for a few minutes, or I don't want all that attention right now. I'm not in the mood to chat, or my kid's bugging me or something. I'll just end stream and host because a lot of people see a host as like, oh, cool, thanks for the host, bro. But if you host with a large number, then they treat it like a raid. I'm
Yeah.
like, well, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
there are ways around getting that attention, but sometimes if I'm high energy and I have viewers, but I have to end, I'm like, let's raid, let's bring it over. It's got to be about my energy. If I'm there to be like, what's up, raid, shroomy raid, then you can
Mm.
shout me out and we can hang out for a few minutes. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
if I gotta go because I gotta go in real life, I don't want to like half-ass my chat and have
Yeah.
to stay longer because you shouted me and be like, hey, hearts, even though I'm super busy or something.
Yeah, yeah.
It's again, Twitch is fluid. It's complex.
Yeah, very complex. Steve actually said something really interesting there. Because there's these things that a few streamers are starting to get, and I think it's really cool. Where when you shout someone out, it'll randomly play one of their clips. It's really cool. Like, it's a really cool sort of system. It's cool to see. But Stevie says, since the clips linked to shout outs has come in, I feel really awkward and would rather not be shouted out. That's really interesting. Like I
That's
myself,
interesting.
I've been thinking to myself to implement that, but I haven't gotten around to it. And now you say that, I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't bother.
Is it a third party thing?
I'm not sure.
I think it would depend for me because I like a lot of the times maybe it's a little bit self-indulgent, but sometimes I'll sit down and watch through my old clips and I crack myself up and I'm like, these are great. I'm a lot funnier than I thought I was, and I would like if some people watch those, but nobody ever will.
Do you know? I'm
And this
glad.
is
I'm
kind of
glad
a
I'm not
chance
the
for
only one
someone
that
to
feels
watch
that way.
So how does it work?
Right.
So you literally you get in, you get shouted out. It comes up with a clip, and it's like, everyone, let's just watch this clip for 30 seconds and then carry on. Or does it give you the option to click a link for a clip and it'll open up in a
No,
different
it's
window? Or...
you know, have you seen it where quite a few people have this? Again, I don't have this. Where it comes up with your logo and it says, you know, this person, you know, the streamer that you're rating recommends, and it's got your logo and Mellar and all this kind
Yeah.
of thing. They've got it now where it comes up on screen and it has like a little box, and obviously the streamer can decide how big that box is, and it will show a clip of the person that's just been shouted out. And it does work. It especially works quite well. I find, like, in the setting of a raid coming in, because you've got like the noise of the raid alert going off, and then you've got the noise of the actual streamer is like, oh hey, blah 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 blah, and then the shout out adds to that sort of noise. So there's like a few moments of sort of hype basically, and it kind of adds to the hype. I
Right.
think it's quite good. I mean, it does depend, I suppose, on the clip that's chosen. Whenever it's happened to me, it's obviously been quite a good clip that's worked, quite a short one. I think some of the sort of longer, quieter clips would probably be a bit shit.
It'd be nice if they if the thing just naturally chose from your popular clips, the
Yeah.
ones that were viewed.
Or you
the
could do a
most, 'cause
selection or
obviously-
something, like you have to choose a minimum, like a certain amount
Right.
or something like that. So at least you can do like your greatest hits of clips or something, and it can just choose something random like that. Would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
I am one when I go through and watch them, I'll tend to just watch them in order, and anything that I'm like that wasn't funny, I'll just delete it.
Yeah. I keep meaning to go through my clips.
I have
to
so
do that.
many clips,
Yeah.
so many clips. So I'm like, I could delete a few. This has 0 views and isn't funny. Delete.
Yeah.
You know, I just get rid of a whole bunch, and then I'm left with what I think is a pretty good selection of
Yeah.
clips.
See,
Usually.
that kind of paradigm will work really well with this system, whatever it's called, because then obviously it will be
Yeah.
picking from only funny clips. And people in chat saying that the streamer can choose a maximum length for the clip that plays, which sounds like a good idea. That's probably why it's only been for me the sort of shorter clips, because obviously the streamer will have picked that. Because quite often the longer clips take a while to get to the interesting part, don't they?
I was just say, it's
Yeah.
nice to see Twitch actually doing some innovation. It's been a while.
I don't think this is provided by Twitch, if I'm honest.
No, if
with
it's not provided by Twitch, but I still like with the emote thing that are going on at the moment and all that kind of stuff. It's nice
Oh,
that they're doing something again.
Yeah.
Because they seem to stagnate quite often until they get a kick up the arse and they have to do something.
Yeah.
But it seems like this one's come off their own back. But if this is a third party thing, then fair play. But I mean, it'd be nice if they tend to steal little bits every so often.
What
and
is
go,
it?
It looks like it's.
Who?
I don't know what it is, but it's some sort of third-party add-on by the looks of things. I'm not sure how it works.
I'll have to
Well,
look
you
it
had like
up.
the BTTV thing, didn't you, for a while for emotes and stuff like that, where people could have animated emotes. But now they're adding your own animated emotes for affiliates.
You
So
can
it's
still use BTTV.
yeah, it's just nice
BTTV
that
is
they kind of
fantastic, to be fair. Yeah, it's really good, even with things as they are. Because like if you wanted to, you just have a million emotes, really.
But to be
now.
fair, Twitch is in a they're as somebody who has literally been on this platform every day for 4 straight years, I've seen streamers come and go, come get really popular, quit, or stream once a month and then never come back. Or I've seen so much. I've seen features on the channel come and go, and Twitch is really in a weird spot right now with like these recent people following everybody with names that you click on, and they hack your whole computer and get all your info, and hate
Mm.
raids and things. Like, Twitch is in a weird spot, and a lot of people aren't here anymore. I have a long list of streamers that I follow, and most of them I don't see anymore, and it's a
Mm.
Yeah.
lot less than ever before. And I think they're like, here, have more emotes. Have what? Come on,
Yeah.
come
Yeah.
back, because it's nowhere near as popular as it once was, even though it's still obviously a very popular platform. A
Yeah.
lot of people are driven away. All the DMCA stuff,
Mhm.
everything, shit has changed around Twitch, and people have been driven away from it. So I think it's a good thing that that makes them scramble a bit to give more to their streamers. Being
Yeah.
a streamer on the platform myself, you know what I mean? But obviously, I don't know. There was a point in time when I was a new streamer and I wasn't very good at it, and I had 30 viewers. And now I'm a streamer of 4 years, and I feel like I have a great overlay and great presentation and great content and almost no viewers. And I
Mm.
don't necessarily think all of that is my fault. You know what I
Interesting.
No.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. Even just looking back at the people that have been on this show before, like 30% of them don't stream anymore. That's a big
Right.
percentage.
It's
And that's not
crazy.
our fault, so it's okay, Shroomy. You will continue on, all right? We're not a curse, I promise.
And it,
Nothing's been able to stop me yet. So.
and it does sometimes happen to the ones that you don't expect as well. They just suddenly disappear, and you're like, wow, I really thought that they'd be going forever. But you know, it's I don't know. It's an interesting one. That's a whole
Right.
other thing.
Just looking at my list now, there's only 2 streamers on here that I recognize that I've seen for years, and the rest of them are offline or random new people that I've followed recently. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
it's just changed. It's fluid. It's a cycle. Twitch is a cycle.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure it out, but it's definitely a cycle, a fluid cycle.
Yeah, man. Does anybody else know of any like Twitch etiquette things that we've missed? Any like obvious glaring ones that we've just completely glazed over? Do you think? So we've gone over self promotion. We've gone over spoilers and backseating.
I
Um,
think having etiquette as a streamer towards the viewers is also really important. And just because it's your stream and you make the rules doesn't mean that you should be not necessarily a dictator, but like everybody who comes into your stream, you should treat them as a potential friend, not a potential enemy.
mm,
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And when they come in, you should have a welcome, open hand and say, "Welcome to my stream." And if they break your rules, or if there's somebody whose personality is abrasive towards you, that's your stream. You can kick them the fuck out whenever you want. But I think it's important to maintain that level of etiquette towards your viewers if you want it back.
yeah.
Because I see a lot of streamers who are rude as fuck,
Mm.
and their viewers are rude as fuck, and they deserve that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does sort of create a certain type of community, doesn't it? Yeah, I've
Yeah.
definitely seen streamers a bit like that and dipped.
Yeah. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, I don't want any of these people getting to know me and showing up in my stream. I'm just gonna go.
Mhm.
I don't want any of them to click my name and see that I'm a streamer. I don't even want to be in the chat.
Yeah, exactly. I've got Stevie says I kind of hate people not saying hi when they come in. Is that bad? I don't know. I mean, it could be considered rude, but I don't know. Sometimes it's nice just to sort of delve straight into the conversation, I suppose.
I feel that same way, Stevie, but I don't hold it against people.
Mm.
Like, if someone comes in and I look in my viewer list and I see that they're in, but they didn't say hi, it's more like, talk to me. I'm not like, son of a bitch.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm less like, I wish you would have said hi. I don't know if they have time. I don't know what they're doing.
They
You
might be
got kids.
lurking. Yeah,
I don't know. You don't know.
yeah.
Maybe they saw my stream. Maybe they're on the phone with their boss and they're like, oh, dude, streaming. Click. I didn't have time to say hi.
Yeah.
I can't be mad at them, but I do feel the same way where I wish they would.
Yeah.
I always feel more comfortable if I'm engaging with people on stream as well. It makes the whole vibe a lot more comfortable
For
overall.
sure.
Instead of
Yeah.
just talking at the audience that aren't responding, it can well, for me, it's uncomfortable. I can handle it. It's fine. I just talk about
Yeah.
random shit or do a dick joke. It works well, so it's fine. But
Yeah.
it's nice when you get someone in because, and I think I get hugely enthused by a new person coming in as well.
Yeah.
Hugely
Yeah.
enthused. You
Yeah.
get a new person like, oh fuck, hey, new person, they sacrifice you to the gods or something, shit like that. And it's always fun to get them in onto the vibes and get them more comfortable with it. And that makes me feel better because ultimately my community is growing, which is a great thing to see. New friendships are bonding and stuff like that. There are people who would never have met if not for my stream, which is a highly privileged feeling to have, that I have somehow caused that. Even relationships, there are people who have gotten together because of my stream, because they wouldn't have met otherwise, which I think is fucking lovely.
Mm.
Yeah, it's cool.
I'm not getting laid by any of this, but at least you guys are, so it's fine. It's fine. But that's a huge thing for me, is the impact that I have caused, and
Yeah.
it's a positive impact.
Yeah.
Even if it's only minor, because again, I when I started, I'm very much similar in your boat, Shroomy. When I started, I hit affiliate in my first month. I had 60 odd in the first couple of months, because I was playing a game that just started hitting out, and it was really like Twitch streamer friendly, and I caught the right market on it, because there's a lot of American streamers. Because I was a British streamer, I hit a time zone that wasn't being filled at that thing. They used to have this thing where they used to like, the feature streamer with the most viewers is on the main page in the game. Is what they used to do, which was really cool. And because no one British really streamed it, I was in that market. So most of the people in that game would come and watch me on their like mornings, which was my afternoons or evenings and stuff like that, which is really cool.
I'm trying to think of a game I played that does that. Is it Speedrunners?
No, mine was Minion Masters, which is like a little gimmicky thing, and it was cool as hell, and it boomed me up. It was absolutely insane. I was their like #1 streamer for like a good couple of months, and then more people got, as the game got popular, I started going down the ranks and stuff like that, and then I switched games anyway. But no, it's just it's just odd. Yeah, it's just odd. I'm just so blessed with everything that I have community wise. It's fantastic, because ultimately I think I vary between like 2 and 20 on a good day kind of thing at the moment, which is fine for me, because I know every one of them, and I've always treated streamers like it's a Discord, but I can't see your cameras, so it's always worked out well for me.
Yeah.
So I'm blessed with that. I love the impact I've made. So yeah.
Stevie's right. The on the Terraria wiki page, they have the top streamers, and if you're playing certain mods, like if you're playing the Terraria Calamity mod, which has thousands more items in the base game, that has its own wiki. So if you go to that wiki page, it shows the top streamers playing that mod.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
me and Stevie were playing. It went from 12 viewers to 650 one day, and we're like,
Wow.
we're like, what do we do now? Do we keep playing? Like who's really here?
Yeah.
And a lot of them, I think, are if you click it, it just pops open the Twitch. And so we think a lot of them were kids playing the game on the wiki, saw us, clicked on it, didn't have Twitch accounts. They're just watching the stream. So they go in the viewer list, but numbers, at least back at that time, but they weren't in the list. They were just guest, or whatever it was. It was very different. But we had 650 at one time, and then it lowered to 300 something, and then down to 50. And we were like, okay. That was a little. That was our first like taste of, like, hey, can you handle this?
I've made it, Mama. I've made it. I told you this thing was real. Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Stevie put a good one there as well, which kind of overlooks, is when you raid someone and they don't really acknowledge it, or worse, they acknowledge it but they're like, that's not very many.
Oh, that shit does my tits in.
Yeah.
Shit does my tits in. Yeah. It's ungratefulness, and because I could have chosen the whole other 2 people that are online right now, because they haven't left the stream platform. So I chose you,
Right.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm not expecting great big thanks. Yeah.
I rated you with 2, me and my 1 lurker. Like, hi, at least I'm
me
here.
and my bot have come to watch you. All right, we're ready to go. Let's do this.
But at the end of the day, if even if that's your like whole community, you're still sharing community with someone.
Of course.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's a huge honor to be rated.
Yeah.
It really is.
I had a streamer who I won't name, who's no longer my friend, who we were good friends at one point, and I don't know what happened exactly, but after a certain point of time of sharing our communities, playing games together, I would go into his stream and I would see him greet people like, "Hey, what's up? Hey, what's going on?" And he'd see me and he'd be like, "What's up, Shrooms?" And I was like disappointed, and I was like, "Huh." And just like, is he mad at me? And then every single time I ever went in there, it was like that. So I stopped going in as much. I would raid, and he'd be like, "Hey, what's up?" Like, it was just me popping in to say hi, and he was disappointed. And I'd be like, "Huh." And then I stopped going in there eventually, and then he got mad at me and posted a social media blast about how I'm a terrible person.
Wow.
But I'm like,
I thought I saw you somewhere. No, I'm joking.
that feeling of going into someone's stream or giving them a raid or anything, no matter what your relationship is with them, and they're like, "Hey," it hurts. And you're like, "Damn!" Like, it was 5 people. I know it wasn't 30, but it was. I brought 5 people to your stream, and 3 of them are talking.
Yeah.
And you're like, "What's up?"
I don't want anyone to be fake with it. It's you should just realize it's
I-
and it's an appreciative gesture. You know,
If
it's
you
a
don't
good
like
gesture.
me and you don't want me to raid you and you're actually disappointed, you should send me a message and say I don't like you, and then ban me.
Yeah.
If you don't like me, ban me. I'm not gonna be if I'm hurt. Who cares? You don't like me anyway. If you're disappointed to see me, tell me, and I'll stop associating. You know, I don't want to be the disappointment of your day when I'm trying to do a nice thing and hang out with you and share my people.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah. Exactly. It's like donating to a charity. Is that all you're donating? It's kind of a similar kind of energy. Let's move on then to segment 3, which is our sub game. We're going to choose which game we're going to play. So we're going to flip a coin. You can see the coin on the screen here. If we flip heads, we're going to play follow, sub, or dip. If we flip tails, then we're going to play contextual chattification. You ready? Here we go. And it's tails. We're going to play.
Oh, spoiler alert! It hasn't
chattification.
shown it on my screen yet. Come on, we just talked about etiquette.
Get on
I
my
want to
level.
experience it for myself. Kill
Wait.
my hype.
So we're going to watch some of Shroomies clips. And we're going to try
Oh.
and guess what the hell is
Oh.
going on. And after we've just guessed what's going on, and we're inevitably wrong, we're going that Shroomies going to tell us exactly what was going on.
I don't know. There's some chat. You can read some of my chat in the clip, so maybe you can pick up on what was going on. I don't know. I didn't look at the conversations happening.
We'll see. We'll see. So anyone who's just listening, now's a really good time to draw your attention to the screen, because we're actually going to start watching some clips now. All right. So we'll watch the first of Shroomies clips. Are we all ready to watch this together?
Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Play that clip.
Yeah, I got that plus on lock. What I got that plus on lock. You put me in my gun, I gotta get me in my foot. I say, what? You gonna get me on my what? I'm gonna get me, huh? I'm gonna get me, huh? You gotta get me with it. You gotta get me with it. Put that on my back, you put my leg in my Cadillac. You put me in
Who
the
is
back, I
this?
open the door. I got that bitch on back. You get me with the smoke that shit. You know I'm finna do that shit. And I'm gonna get it with the camera. There you go.
Right.
Okay, I was loving that. By the way,
You're definitely sort of parodying someone there. I'm not really sure who. It was Takashi vibes. Who the hell is Takashi? I don't know, but I got like, who's that singer, that sort of rapper guy that was in prison? I forget his name now.
Most of them.
Yeah, yeah. He's, I think he's Hispanic, and I don't know. You look a bit like him with that. Where did you get that? Is that a wig?
I'll explain it all whenever I'm allowed. Am I allowed to explain yet?
Oh, please do, because that was brilliant. I loved every moment of it. It was proper cool.
You got a time.
That's-
There's a timer going up as well.
Cadillac, you put me
That's
in
not
the
a wig. So this was first of all, what I was doing was my impression of modern mumble rap, which I hate
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was.
because it just sounds
yeah.
like I'm mumbling like trash. And it's just a coincidence that I happen to have that wig on because I was doing a 24-hour stream, and during that stream there was a reward for hitting a sub goal where I had to have a wig that I made myself out of yarn and duct tape to my bald head. So I was wearing that for the entire stream, and that's what I was doing in that wig.
I have to
because
say,
was
it looks bloody brilliant on you, though.
6ix9ine.
That is so cool.
Yeah, Takashi 69 is the guy. I didn't recognize him until the 69 was added. But yeah,
And we were watching the Pokemon Sword and Shield reveal thing where they were gonna show, where we got to watch the Pokemon Forest for an hour until they showed like 2 Pokemon we'd never seen.
right.
So that's what we were doing on my 24-hour stream, staring at the Pokemon Forest while I did stuff like that.
It's freaking amazing.
I love how you got your the chat at an angle like that as well. That is so cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll never change my overlay. I changed it all the time when I first started streaming from the moment I started streaming up until the first E3. And when E3 was about to hit, I was excited because I love to present E3 as it happens.
Yeah.
And I wanted an overlay that looked like I was looking at a stage.
Yeah.
And that's what I came up with, and I'll never change it.
Yeah,
It looks good, man. It looks really good. I like that.
It's simple. I
Excellent.
like it. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Let's move on to the next one. All right. So the second one. Are we ready?
Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
3, 2, 1. Play that clip.
I can't stop thinking about my fiery nipples and nipples talk.
Stevie.
I know that voice.
If you're talking about tassels, pasties, it's all been around nipples tonight.
Somebody please clip the last 15 seconds where Stevie says, "I can't stop thinking about my fiery nipples." Oh my god, I'm losing my shit. He
was
said,
my
"I
most
can't stop
popular
thinking
clip.
about my fiery nipples."
For like 2 years, this was my most watched clip.
That's
Shit.
freaking hilarious. What?
So when you told me to choose clips, I defaulted straight to this one because it's Stevie talking about he can't stop thinking about his fiery nipples.
It's, it's clearly some time ago because, like you said, this is a different older.
Look at my overlay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stevie might be able to give context. I forget why there was something going on with my fiery nipples that Stevie's fiery nipples. What the fuck were we playing, Stevie? It was Hera was around. There was a large community in my stream, and there was inside jokes running.
Kingdom Come Deliverance looks like the game that's being played at the on.
I
the
was
stream.
trying to get Kingdom Come to run. Yeah. But we were playing something multiplayer for a while. Hera was teaching us Finnish. Okay, go on, Stevie. He was telling us words like Kujipala. And there was a sentence with nipples. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Because if you go to my stream right now and you do the command teach me Finnish,
Yeah.
it gives you 4 phrases, but they're all the same phrase in Finnish, but they mean things like the spruce is burning and my moon is on fire, but it's the same thing. And so there's that's still a command in my stream, and there was something to do with fiery nipples, and out of the blue, Stevie says, "I just can't stop thinking about my fiery nipples." And the most watched clip on my stream for like 2 years.
Oh my god, that's amazing! I love that.
Nothing more to it than that, really. It was just perfect timing.
I love your reaction to it as well.
That's the kind of comedy that when it hits, my brain catches it immediately. Like, what did you just say?
Oh, amazing. Shall we move on to the third one?
Yeah.
Oh man, I actually need to pull up another video in context with this one when we're done watching it.
All right. Okay.
Isaac.
Well, let's watch this clip in 3, 2, 1, and play that clip.
That was a bear. That looked like a bear. Did you guys just see what looked like a bear? Run into there? Looked like a bear to me. Like a bear ran in the house. What the fuck was that? That was fucking weird.
What?
So you need context straight away. That was season 6 of Fortnite. There were no animals. There was nothing running around in Fortnite in season 6 besides players.
Right.
And I was running into this was live on stream and many people saw it, but there was I just didn't think about the replay function. You could go back and watch an in-game replay of your whole match, and I didn't even think about it before it was too late. But there was a bear, okay, running around in Fortnite, and this
Right.
that's a big fucking deal. It was the most popular game on the internet, and there was a bear, and people were like, "Yo, I saw a bear." Like, that was a bear. I went back. I'm looking for the video. I made a video in Photoshop where I took the clip that we just watched and I zoomed in and I slowed things down so you could really kind of see, but it's too blurry to see anyway, really. But it's a bipedal, fluffy brown animal. I mean, a quadruped, fluffy brown animal running past the house. And it's not. There were no bears in Fortnite. So we took this clip in this video and all the people in my stream who saw this happen and posted it on Reddit. And people on Reddit said, fake, 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 fake. You edited it. It's fake. It's fake. It's fake. And they shamed us off of Reddit and nobody will pay attention. I put it on YouTube and nobody watched it. There was a bear running around in Fortnite in season 6. I saw it live on stream. There's no other explanation. I saw it with my own eyes in 1080p in 60 frames. There was a fucking bear. And that's the bottom line. Anybody who has played Fortnite at all throughout its life will be like, what you mean? There was no bear. There was a bear. I promise you. If I could find the video, I don't know why it's not available right now, but there was a bear.
So do you think it's like maybe like an Easter eggy kind of thing, and they slipped in on the season or something like that?
I mean, it's Fortnite, right? So it's a huge team of devs, and it's the most popular game out there. And in season 6, it was just reaching its new highs with new players and everything. It was a big deal, and you never know what they slipped in there, what they'll deny, what they won't. It's like a conspiracy theory, but there was 100%. I know what I saw with my eyes. That's why the first thing I said was that a bear? That was a bear. I'm pretty sure I just saw a bear. Like, I know what I saw, but I was trying to register it. Like, oh yeah, I saw a bear. And I'm like, wait, I'm playing Fortnite. There's no bears in this game. There's no bears. There's no animals in Fortnite. There is now. You can watch raptors eat chickens now in Fortnite. It's totally different. But
Yeah.
in season 6, a bear running around was a conspiracy theory. If a big YouTuber had seen that and made a video about it, it would have been the biggest headlines in gaming. Hidden secret bear found by PewDiePie, whatever. It would have been the biggest deal in gaming. I find it's bullshit, and they shame it off of Reddit because it's fake. But it happened live on stream. There was a bear, and nobody else in the world that I've ever researched can claim that they've ever seen it, except for me and the people watching my stream that day.
That's so weird. I love that clip because without context, it just sounds like you're kind of high on something. You're like,
You're losing your mind. You're seeing shit now. Fuck the players. I see a bear.
In Fortnite. Did anybody else see the bear? I'm like, no.
If you rewind it to that point about what is it like? Right there, like 2 seconds in, you can see that brown mass running towards the house, and it's right next to my webcam box. You're a little too far right now. Back up a little bit from what I can see. I'm like 1 second in. You see the bear right there? That is a bear. If you watch the clip up to that point, you can see it smoothly running. And the best way to see it is to watch it in full speed and watch that area. You can see it.
Oh shit! Yeah.
That was a.
Oh fuck! Yeah.
That was a.
It's an animal. It was a bear. Like, I saw it clearly, or else I would have been like, was that a dog or something? It was a bear.
Insane.
That is so weird.
know.
That's like, yeah, that's weird.
Because if you didn't think it was a bear, it could be certainly like a shadow glitch or something like that. But that's
Yeah. It was clear. It was 1080p, and the clip obviously isn't crispy like that. But I was playing the game. You
That's
know,
insane.
that's so
Amazing.
cool.
All right, next clip.
Yeah, definitely. I'm loving this.
All right, wicked. All right, well, clip number 4. 3, 2, 1. Play that clip.
I am an incredibly gentle being.
Let's just watch that again. Hold on. 3, 2, 1. Play that clip.
I am an incredibly gentle being.
It's worrying how amazing that voice fits you as well.
I think it's a juxtaposition, isn't it, against like the deep booming voice, but you're going, I'm very gentle.
I'm extremely gentle. It's that was I went. You guys know what Streamloots is with the cards?
Yeah.
When Streamloots came out, I went hard with it. I still have all the cards, but it's not regulated, so I don't really. They're not played. They're not in play at the moment. Because if you go to my Streamloots page and you look at my cards, they're extremely disruptive on purpose. You know, like a lot of them are like extremely disruptive things. Like if you play this card, you've just derailed the whole stream. But it's gonna happen, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put on whatever Darth Vader helmet and say whatever I gotta say for however long.
Yeah.
And you know, that's one of my cards is I have to be possessed by a demon and prophesize the apocalypse or whatever. once you do that more than twice, you have to start getting creative with the things you say. You can't just continue to prophesize the end times, you know. That's the bottom. That was me doing the opposite, basically, of Prophesizing the apocalypse.
I do envy you guys with your big mics and all the decks and stuff to be able to do that because my blue balls just does shit all for that kind of thing. I love that. It's so cool.
I am an extremely gentle being.
I don't even know which one it was.
That's amazing. I love that. Right, we got one more. Gonna go for one more. Oh, what's that?
That was me.
He's fiddling with his bits now.
Oh my god.
This last clip. You don't really need. There's not much to explain with this clip, but it's
Sure.
hilarious.
Let's watch it. I was gonna say it looked like Life is Strange, but it's not. It's Yakuza, isn't it?
Yeah.
I recognise the main character. Right, are we ready with the last clip?
Always, man.
Right, 3, 2, 1. Play that clip.
おじさんだってきっと100億円欲しいから私と
What is that? What is fucking? Bro. This is twice. This is twice in one stream. This is twice in one stream. Fucking
love
old
that
man
game.
walks up to his daughter, bitch slaps her, and then starts immediately apologizing for being a bad dad, like all in one motion, like I'm so sorry that I've been a bad father. And this little innocent little girl, this little fucking 8? She's Isaac's age, size. Walks up to Kiryu-chan, big Yakuza man. Oh, this is the Yanmeta. Kiryu-chan. Fuck. I mean, that's one of my favorite things that's ever happened. Like, I never laughed so hard at a video game in my life.
That's definitely my favorite. I love
That was
that.
my
That's
favorite. Your
brilliant.
reaction is priceless.
I couldn't. I mean, that was genuine. It was hilarious. She's so little and cute. She's like, I have money. He's like a big gangbanger. He kills people. Slaps a little girl in the face. Like, what is Japan?
I love your mod was like I was hoping that would happen.
Because we saw it earlier. The last time a little girl walked over to an older man in the same game, she got bitch slapped for no reason. And so we were fully kind of expecting it, but didn't actually expect it. And when it happened, it was like, what? How many little girls are going to get slapped by grown men in this game?
Jesus Christ.
Oh my
For
god.
no reason.
Your reaction is absolutely priceless. I love that.
That was definitely brilliant. I love that. That was cool.
I'm actually crying a little bit.
I love that fucking game. I love that whole series.
Oh, amazing. Well, that's the last clip, everybody. I think
I
that's
could have sent. I actually planned on sending more.
yeah.
My life is a tornado. When the stock market opens, my brain spits everything else out.
Yeah. It was probably better off for you, but oh my god.
That was great.
I have so many clips. If we ever do this again, I have more.
Well, should we? Are we gonna call it there, Hippo?
I think it's been absolutely brilliant. It really has. You've been such a great guest, man. You
Oh,
so,
man.
so have.
Good
That was
fucking
what
time.
a
Thanks
brilliant
for having
end as
me.
well. I can't get
I'm
over
gonna keep
that.
watching that bitch slapping for at least a couple of more times yet.
That's my personal favorite clip to watch because
That
it's
is
just
brilliant.
me enjoying a hilarious moment.
Oh, I should reaction to it. That's the best bit, man. That's so funny. Oh, mate.
Well,
Well, thank
want
you.
to play the game again.
Thank you so much for joining us, Trumi. It's been a genuine pleasure.
Thanks
Oh
for
my
having
God.
me, guys.
Yeah, how's it been for you?
It's been good. Yeah, I've only been on one other podcast, and this one's better.
Fuck yeah!
Oh, it's been such a treat. Seriously, thank you so much, and thank you, Hippo, as always, for being always being there and being an amazing co-host. I really appreciate you, man.
I'm always happy to help, man. Always happy to help.
Oh,
I'm glad
man.
you pay me. That's all I'm saying.
In favors.
Yeah. I've got a long list.
So we're that's the end of season 1 now of Chattisfying. I mentioned this once before, but we've decided that we're going to do Chattisfying in seasons. So that's the end of season 1. We're going to
I was
start.
the finale.
Yeah,
You were, man.
and
You
what a
were.
finale it was! Amazing.
Yeah. We got
And,
to see a kid get bitch slapped. It's the best way to end a
That was the
season.
very end of the season. Was the little girl getting bitch slapped out of context?
The perfect ending. But so we're gonna go back. So I'm gonna we're basically gonna spend a couple of months sort of picking up and sort of organizing some new guests. So if you want to be a guest on the show, DM me or go on to my Discord. There's a channel there, Chattisfying debate, where you can talk about anything you want really about Chattisfying. If you want to sort of lodge your interest, then you can do it there, and then I'll get in contact with you and we'll sort out something. But thank you very much. We are going to be doing a Christmas special though next month. I don't know the exact particulars yet, but I know that it's just going to be me and Hippo. We're not going to have a guest. We're going to sort of review the year of Chattisfying that we've had so far. We're
Can't
going to
believe
probably
it's been a year, man.
yeah, I can't
Pretty
believe it's
much.
been a year as well. We're going to
Congrats.
maybe play a few games of follow sub or dip or
Thanks.
something.
It's a milestone.
Just tit around really for an hour or two and mess about. We'll probably be a bit more interactive with chat as well. And we'll just sort of, it'll be a bit more sort of relaxed, I think, than our normal show, and we'll just see what happens. We might even dress up in because it's Christmas time. And
Yeah, I've got
festive
the
time and all that
tinsel
kind
beard hair stuff going.
I was kind of hoping that
you
you might break out your.
my Britney Spears, yeah.
You knew exactly where I was going.
So, Shumi, if you don't know, I did a thing. It's a good couple of years ago now, where I hit. For me, it was a huge milestone. 400 followers at the time. It was like, this is cool. And I said, look, I'll do a cosplay. And people were like, oh, you wouldn't cosplay. I said, I'll fucking cosplay whatever you want. And people went, oh, do fucking Britney Spears, do Britney Spears. So I fucking did. And I got my green screen out, and I did a high school corridor, and I dressed up as Britney Spears and Hit Me Baby One More Time.
Skirt.
Right, red lipstick, the works, and I fucking mimed the shit before DMCA came out and everything like that. It was a great session. It's on YouTube. I fucking love it.
I was literally in tears, laughing.
Awesome.
I even turned it into an emote. I've even turned my face dressed up as Britney as an emote.
I
now,
assume
just to celebrate that time.
this is a highlight I can go back and watch.
Oh, I can definitely link you, man. That's not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. It's just yeah, it was just I didn't think I would do it, and I have no issues in shaming myself at all. It's fine, and I put on some
Truman's all
fucking good
about.
moves. But yeah, it's so hard to find women's clothing for men. I'm just throwing it out there now, right? Because I had no idea what size I am. I struggle with how many X's I need in my shirts, let
Is
alone
that
fucking
still
numbers.
true? I'm curious if that's probably not a true statement anymore.
No, that's probably a couple of years gone by now. Things have changed. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I
Hopefully.
didn't think
You
about
can probably
it like that.
find size anything for you can probably find any size for anybody.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I quite enjoyed the tighter top because it
Much
made my
easier
tips pop
now.
out. You know what I mean? But like the skirt, I didn't get right, and I was like kind of holding it up at the same time as dancing around like a pillock. So yeah, it was a fun time to be had.
Oh man, so yeah, we'll do that Christmas special, but yeah, well then we'll be back in February with season 2. So definitely join the Discord if you haven't already. You'll get like updates on when it's going to go live and like all the stuff. And obviously this is going to go up on YouTube as well. And I do post on the Discord when it's gone live and on YouTube as well. If you've missed anything, yeah, or you want to watch, because I do like edit it down and stuff for YouTube, so it sort of flows a bit better. So yeah, I can't wait to see you guys there. I'm going to be continuing in just a few moments, but thank you guys again for joining me. Definitely follow the theshroomeyone. I mean, you can sort of see from the clips that we've just seen, he's obviously worth a follow. So if you're not following him already, what the hell are you doing with your life? Go do it now, and please follow Hippo as well. And I mean, if you really want, you can follow me too, because you'll get a monthly podcast and weekly pissing around
And tea time. You get
and
tea time as well, which
yeah,
is the
and
best part
voice
of the
acting.
stream.
Yeah, tea times. Yeah, tea's my little son.
Yeah, you're
I
not
bring
that
him on.
good. It's all about the tea time, man.
It's all about
Telling
tea
you.
time. He's the real star of the show. Let's face it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to sign off, but thank you guys again, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Chattisfied.